let's do that.
Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to Reimagining AI. Today we are talking about localizing AI, especially in the Zimbabwean context, from biotechnology to rainmaking. Today we have Dr. Jacqueline Kiwa from Chinhoyi University of Technology in Zimbabwe, and we have engineer Martin Muduva from Midlands State University in Zimbabwe, are two experts on AI doing amazing and interesting projects on AI, using AI in Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for joining. Nice to have you.
Thank you, Chipo. Thanks so much, and thanks for having us on this platform.
So I'll start with Jackie. Could you tell us how you got into AI and what you're currently focusing on in AI? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically, my journey in AI began a long time ago with a keen interest in how technology can process and analyze different types of data, especially right now we're doing with big data, and we need to generate like many sort of insights. And I became fascinated by deep learning and computer vision, how machines can be trained to recognize patterns, map predictions, and even interpret visuals, like just coming up with a remarkable accuracy of different data types and different versions that we have. So as I explored those different fields, I saw how AI systems were transforming industries, from improving healthcare diagnostics to automating complex industrial processes. So I realized this was more than just a tool. It was this intelligent system capable of evolving and solving problems that we once thought to be unsolved. So as I pursued my studies in IT, I also explored its applications in robotics, where AI could bridge the gap between machines and human interaction. So further enhancing technologies like prosthetics. As you know, I've got the robots technology which I designed. So the combination of AI's broader capabilities and this remote applications in robotics actually cemented the passion for the field.
Amazing, amazing. I also love that bridging the gap between machines and humans idea. There's lots to talk about here. Thank you so much. And Martin, can you also tell us, how you got into the AI landscape?
Yes, thanks, Chipo. Thanks, Chipo. Hi, Jackie. My genesis of my entrance into artificial intelligence, dates back to the time that the issue of big data analytics and the insightful capacity of machines, the fusion of statistics and computer-based algorithms came to be of much importance in modern day business operations. So with this in view, I started from a cybersecurity background, and I saw the capacity of artificial intelligence, particularly machine learning algorithms, to preempt potential threats, before they occur, and also to assist in detection and prevention of cyber attacks. So I ventured into that area and also decided to use the same in auditing of systems, where we use artificial intelligence to drill down into data and establish the finer elements of, the aspects around compliance issues in environments of ICT-based systems. Like what Jake said, the environment is gradually becoming robot-controlled, and you want to understand how the meta aspects of robots are influencing the compliance aspects of institutions which are digitally transformed. So it then became a very good academic journey, which has got an industry flavor in that respect, I think.
Amazing. Yeah, you've both spoken about sort of how AI can impact and help progress society, business institutions. what is the AI landscape in Zimbabwe at the moment? How would you describe it? What's going on? Maybe Jackie, we can start with you.
So basically, the AI landscape in Zimbabwe is still maturing, but there's a lot of exciting activities happening across the sectors. So over the past few years, we have seen a steady increase in AI-driven innovation, mainly in agriculture, healthcare, and even environmental management. The potential is enormous, and there's a lot to do. There's a whole lot to do. So as more organizations recognize the value of AI in automating processes, improving their decision making, and also addressing local challenges through this data-driven insights. So the key factor in the growth of AI in Zimbabwe has been the government commitment to fostering innovation. So through the Education 5.0 initiative, the government is reshaping the country's higher education system by emphasizing the importance of research, innovation, and industrialization. So the Presidential Innovation Fair, which is being held annually, has become the key platform for the promotion of AI and technological innovations. So the fair provides a stage for innovators to showcase AI-driven projects and solutions. So from any sector in Zimbabwe. So there's no limitation. The sky is definitely the limit. So despite those positive developments, there still remain challenges like the digital infrastructure, such as high-speed internet. Right now, I'm struggling with the connections. Yeah, so we're still struggling in terms of the digital infrastructure and also the availability of quality data sets. So we're simply talking about tailor-made data sets for us. So if we happen to go on Kaggle, we actually get to see that they are data sets, but they're not tailor-made for us. But in the end, when we come up with our different systems, we actually test them using data sets. So what we believe in IT is that garbage in, garbage out. So the moment you give me garbage, I give the output as garbage as well. So we're simply saying we lack locally designed data sets, and also the technical know-how of actually developing our very own data sets was still a bit behind. So as Zimbabwe, we need to grow in that aspect, and we also need to improve our digital infrastructure. I think we still have a long way to go, but we're on the right track.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, and it's really interesting. I mean, I was really impressed when we first met, Jackie, and you were talking about AI, you were talking about the projects you're doing. Yeah. I didn't even know all of that was happening in Zimbabwe. So yeah, I think it's amazing that it's happening. I think it's amazing that, you know, people like yourself are pioneering this movement. So it's awesome. Martin, what do you think about the local AI landscape in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, thanks, Chipo. You know, the AI landscape in Zimbabwe, yeah, I want to agree and go in sync with Jackie that the current landscape on artificial intelligence in our contemporary environment is still at its at its juvenile stage. There's little in terms of implementation other than the general artificial intelligence applications that are brought in, like Meta AI on WhatsApp and Facebook and all those other translators on the general universal applications. But basically the innovations around artificial intelligence to drive our industries, I want to believe that it's something that is a buzzword, but not that much so far is being done. But there is significant efforts from both the academia and the industry to synchronize, the appetite of the industry and the development of curriculum, as well as the delivery process. We as the academics, we outsource, the expectations of our delivery from the industry through consultation to make sure that our curriculums are in sync with what the market is expecting. So the issues of infrastructure in terms of implementation of those algorithms is something that is limiting. And, another issue, Chipo, is that the industry itself is still trying to, to understand, to say, what is really artificial intelligence? What capacity does it have? From a risk perspective, what threats does it bring to the sustainability of our strategies? How can it promote our competitiveness without causing much harm to the sustainability of our established strategy? So in that respect, now you do see that most of the innovations are starting from the banks. Most of the banks have set up what they call, research and innovation departments or something similar to that, which also act in the same capacity as innovation hubs at institutions of higher learning. So there's a blend, an exchange of ideas on top of what Jackie have said. There's an exchange of ideas. What are you innovating around from a theoretical perspective? What is the prototype? Can it be scaled to meet an industry solution? So that is the current landscape. And there are also a lot of startups, people, in terms of SMEs, entrepreneurial, what we call technopreneurship, where young upcoming graduates from universities, they are making breakthrough by solving social problems using artificial intelligence. For example, natural language processing, generative artificial intelligence incorporated into learning platforms, and they are making money out of that. And I believe that if that generation, if the current university generation develops that mentality, a lot of opportunities will come from artificial intelligence, which will improve the overall acceptability of the technology. Back to you.
Amazing. I love what you said about being strategic about it and developing and even understanding AI in a strategic way. But you've also touched on the academic input, both of you did, as well as you mentioned that it's sort of the younger and next generation of developers that are exploring this landscape. Both of you work within academic institutions, as well as other things. Why is it important? And, how exactly are you working in those academic institutions? We can start with you, Jackie.
Okay. Yes. So in terms of working academic institutions, we are actually blessed that we actually work in these institutions, and we collaborate, like Chinhoyi University, it collaborates with many other institutions in Zimbabwe. So in terms of those collaborations, we're simply saying we've got students, individual students, so students can actually collaborate with other students from other universities. And then we've got institutions as well. So this plays like a crucial role in the success of our AI and our projects. So universities are not only the breeding ground for future innovators, but they also bring the fresh perspective and cutting edge ideas that are essential to the advancement of AI research. And besides them, spearheading this whole innovation, they actually give a foundation of what's to be made, and they also give a foundation of future aspects. And remember, this is the main foundation where technopreneurs come from. So I regularly work with students through structured academic programs, research collaborations, and hands-on projects, allowing them to engage directly with the real-world AI applications. So a key aspect of this collaboration involves the final year students projects, which often focus on solving practical and local problems, through AI technologies. So for instance, some students have worked on the development of an AI-powered fault finding drone system. So this project, it uses an AI and computer vision to help identify and come with a diagnosis in terms of the faults in infrastructure like the power lines, even the roads, even the structure of the solar farms and farms. So by applying the drone technology with machine learning, students are able to automate the inspection process, making it faster and more efficient. So such projects allow students to apply theoretical knowledge to real-world challenges, contributing directly to the development of practical AI solutions. Now with the Education 5.0 now, it tells us that we're supposed to come up with projects which are tailor-made for Zimbabwe. So by solving our own problems each and every day, we actually make Zimbabwe better. So in terms of the curriculum, many academic institutions in Zimbabwe are incorporating data science and AI modules as core components of their, whether it's computer science, whether it's IT, whether it's information systems and engineering programs as well. So students are exposed to key concepts in AI, machine learning, data analytics, giving them a solid foundation in the tools and techniques that drive modern AI systems. Language for AI development is also taught extensively. So through practical programming labs, students learn how to build machine learning models, work with large data sets, and develop AI applications that actually address real-life problems. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. I wish I could be one of those students. Really, really cool.
You would actually contribute a lot. Yeah.
And Martin, what's happening at Midlands State University? What are you guys working on there?
That's great. I'm always thrilled to listen to someone who says greater mind than mine, because it pushes me to think better and be the best that I should be. It's the same model. These are all competent institutions of higher learning. They have the same model, but while the ingredients might be the same, at the end of the day, the flavor might differ, but the meal will be the same. What we all aspire is to produce, the education 5.0 model that the government has adopted. The intention is to drive academics towards bridging social problems. By social problems, we're simply talking of aspects of social livelihoods. To what extent does this innovation optimize the solutions that are being consumed by the market? And the market could be the industry, could be other institutions of higher learning, those at a lower level, you name it, the value chain within the academics aspect. So our focus, I center more in data science, just like what Jackie does. And my drive is mostly on assistive technologies. I have been driven by the passion to promote universality in terms of access to technology, as we are on a drive to digitalize our economy. And I've been driven mostly by the aspects of universal access, like what ITU calls for. I think you agree with me that the ITU calls for universal access of these technologies. And through Potras, we have similarly adopted the same stance as a nation. So as Institute of Higher Learning, we innovate around technologies which promote access to technology by those who are, who live with disabilities. So some of such projects, for example, could include assistive technologies in the form of a solution that assists someone who is visually impaired to navigate through the systems using artificial intelligence. So it assists through the use of computer vision, where they point, it reads, it narrates to them until they navigate to some extent, at least to be able to be literate on the computer. It's so thrilling, it's so interesting. And to make the model more practical, we have the appetite to partner with the institutions that deal with those social problems now, so that we can incubate our technology. They can test it. They can give us some returns in terms of how are they seeing the technology, where to improve, what to remove, and what to leave in the solution. Then through such, it improves the social livelihoods. But the model is the same. I like that. Thanks.
Yeah, I think that's great what you were saying about, firstly, the government being sort of behind some of these programs, because it is really important to have like that government policy in terms of developing technologies and how the country uses them. And I think it's also great what you're saying about the students collaborating with various institutions in the market. So yeah, it's very impactful. So can you tell us about some of these projects? I mean, both of you sent me long lists of the projects you've worked on. It's so amazing. Let's start with you, Martin, switch things up. I was quite interested in this healthcare predictive analytics and also the AI for disaster response projects. Can you tell us a bit more about?
Yes, that's great. Let me start with the latter. You know, why do we talk of AI in disaster management? You know, you understand, you see what people, there's a lot which is happening in terms of climatic change. So what climatic change brings at the end of the day is a whole series. It's a new regime of threats from a disaster perspective, which comes as a result of, you know, cyclones and the like. Recently, our Eastern Highlands have been affected by cyclones. You know, the cyclone Idai is the most recent. And you can imagine the Met Department last week released a series of geographical locations which were to be affected by, you know, to be swept by a cold, you know, a cold sweep, and it was experienced, including some showers. Those are disasters which affect the stability of our climate to an extent that planning with our climate has become a challenge. So what we do with this is the whole idea, Chipo, is to assist the decision makers, you know, in terms of allocating resources and ensuring that sustainability is preserved. So what we do is with this technology, what we do is, you know, machine learning through the intelligence of machines to be able to learn. The past trends in, you know, in the phenomena that we'll be tracing, we take data about the instances that have been observed with respect to cyclones, you know, or variables that relate to the occurrence of cyclones. We train our models to be able to understand the patterns, the behavioral characteristics of a climate that results in the occurrence of a climate, of a cyclone. Then through that, we can now feed and predict the future. You know, the power of artificial intelligence is that it allows us to experience tomorrow before it comes. So if imagine if we have that and we feed that to decision makers, the opportunity that comes there is that it's not about us knowing that disaster will occur this particular date, but the ability of the makers, the ability of authorities decisions based on the, you know, those outcomes, those insights that we provide. So that is about the disaster management side. Then the health side, you know, the health prediction. You know, we want to understand and be able to tell the likelihood of the occurrence of, you know, disease within a given geographical area, like let's say malaria, let's say the prevalence of cholera, which has been, you know, a recurring disease that affects our environment on a, you know, on a periodic basis. So we take that data, and through natural language processing, geo aspects, we allow citizens to tag and send aspects which relate to the likelihood of such, you know, like to say someone, you know, all those aspects that people can post about the occurrence of a disease, someone, you know, the symptoms, signs and symptoms. We take that data, we on a geo map, we now say, you know, I want to reduce it, you know, to the least possible that can be understood. We now say, let's cluster these sentiments. Where are they coming more from? Right? When we do that, now we check with the precedents, we check with the other aspects around the conditions which facilitate the progression of cholera. Then we can make a prediction to say, if we don't intervene at this particular time, then we are likely to escalate this to a pandemic that will affect, you know, the stability, the health stability of our nation. That's how we are. That's how we are using it, basically. Thanks.
Amazing. Such amazing projects, like really impactful as well. Thank you so much for you know, sharing with us those details as well. Jackie, please could you also tell us about some projects that you're working on? Particularly interested in the neuro-robotic prosthetic arm. That sounds very futuristic. And AI bioelectric management systems and the Nimbus AI.
Okay, fine, I'll tell you. So, Chipo, those projects are groundbreaking projects, especially here in Zimbabwe. So I'll start off with the neuro-robotic prosthetic arm. We call it the Rooko bot, the Rooko for the hand, the Rooko bot. All right, so the Rooko bot is designed to be a prosthetic arm that uses AI. So to interpret neural signals from the brain and convert them into a precise control of movements. So the underlying technology, it leverages what we call EMG signals, and which are electrical signals generated by the muscle activity. So here, this particular project, it combines the AI part and the biology part. So that is what is so interesting. As I was saying before, you can actually harness or leverage AI with any sector, within any sector. So here we combine it with biology. So the prosthetic machine learning algorithms, they are trained to decode the EMG signals. So they reflect the user's intended movement and translate them into corresponding actions of the prosthetic limb. So what makes Rokobot particularly innovative in its adaptive AI component is that it continuously learns from the user's muscle patterns. Over time, it refines its predictions, control systems, and it becomes more intuitive and very much responsive. So I think I can just say that for now. So those who want to know more about the Rokobot, they can easily go on Google, search about it, read about it, and see how we designed it. So now we move on to the AI bioelectric management system. So we worked together with Martin on this particular project. So it's a project which explores an innovative and unconventional approach to the energy management of harnessing electricity produced by plants. So when we talk about plants, we include trees, and then we also include any part of the plant, whether it's in terms of the kinetic movements of trees and even the bark itself. I can just call it a tree. The full board of the tree, any part of it produces electricity, just depends which part it is. If it's the leaves, we focus on the kinetic energy. Then if it's the bark, we focus on the fluids that they actually produce. So the AI bioelectric management system taps into the natural bioelectric signals generated within the trees and other plants, converting them into the usable energy. So the role of AI in the system is to manage and optimize the flow of this bioelectricity using machine learning algorithms. So the system monitors the bioelectric capacity of the tree and predicts when and where each energy can be harvested more efficiently. So one of the long-term goals is to provide a sustainable energy solution for rural areas where traditional energy infrastructure may be lacking or unreliable. So then I will move on to my favorite, the Nimbus AI GIS. So this one is the main project, is still in construction. So, but I think by December we'll be having something very tangible. And this basically it's a bit of sophisticated, as it involves a lot. It involves the data science part, it involves the physics part, it involves the chemical, the chemistry part in terms of the water, and it also involves the geography part, that's the GIS part. So we're saying it is sophisticated GIS, but best weather monitoring and atmospheric management system powered by AI. It integrates all of these different technologies to just provide high accurate weather focused and climate predictions. So the AI algorithm employed analyzes the historical weather patterns as well as the real-time atmospheric data to make localized predictions or even specific regions. And it's also in line with the previous project that Martin was talking about. So we're just going to work together to make sure that this one becomes very state of the art, and then people will end up referring to every atmospheric weather system to this one that we're just designing. So the key strength of the Nimbus AI lies on its ability to learn, to improve over time. So by continually analyzing the new data, the system becomes more accurate in predictions, making it more reliable for long-term climate planning. So I wish the best for us, and we are going to make it started.
I wish the best for you too. Like, these projects sound amazing. I'm so inspired. I love that sustainability aspect of what you were talking about with the biotechnology as well. That idea of harnessing like biotech for electricity, I mean, that would be life-changing in Zimbabwe, right? So yeah, it's just so fantastic. I'll wrap it up now by thanking you both so much for your time. Thank you so much for these incredible insights. You've really painted a picture of a very rich AI and tech landscape in Zimbabwe with really amazing things going on. I think a lot of people will, yeah, be inspired and think about AI in a different way, because people are a bit scared of it, but there's so much amazing potential.
Oh, thank you so much, people. There's nothing to be scared about. We just have to take in this new technology, accept it, work with it, embrace it. That's it. There's nothing to be scared about. Otherwise, people won't be driving cars. We'll see you.
Thanks, Jackie. Any last thoughts, Martin?
Yes. You know, I don't want to repeat what Jackie said, that we don't need to be scared, to be scared about it. But I want to add the other side that, from a risk perspective, we need to be very careful as we adopt technology, because the disruptive impact can end up creating, new risks that may also affect the sustainability of our existing solutions, the continuity, and the strategic focus that institutions may have. Can also suffer as a result of the disruptive technologies. So there's a need to have a strategic focus of how do we integrate this emerging technology into the existing strategies without costing the overall purpose of the existence of institutions. By so doing, it reinforces value, it preserves the future, and we can harvest much from that technology, I think.
Sounds amazing. I feel like our futures can be safe in your hands, thinking about all the various aspects of this, the risks, the possibilities. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Let's keep in touch, and we'll want to be continuing to update our community on the work that you're doing. So yeah, let's definitely keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chico. Thanks, Jackie.
Bye.